All right, Chris, we're gonna go for it here. Just make sure we're recording the audio. Yes, we are. Okay. Hey there, my name is Mike Patti. Hey there. Hey. What if we could just take everything that we've ever recorded and effectively give it away? It's, let's start over. I'm just gonna take a little bit more time. Let me see, what time is it? Yeah, all right. Hey there, my name's Mike. I'm a composer, and I'm the owner of a company called Cinesamples, and we've been making virtual instruments for a little over 16 years now, and we just recently released this thing called Musio. I wanted to make a video talking a little bit about Cinesamples, who we are, what we do, and why we decided to make Musio. So let's go back a little. So I started off as a composer about 20 years ago. I moved out to Los Angeles to pursue a career in film and television and game music. And when I started, I was working with a lot of composers and did a lot of arranging. Many of the composers that I work with still were pencil and paper kind of guys. They sat at a piano, they pulled out a piece of paper and a pencil, and they would demo their scores for the directors before they went to the recording studio. But there became more and more of a demand to have these scores mocked up. That means that you take the score and you create a fairly realistic representation of what the orchestra will sound like when you get to the scoring stage. So there was a growing demand for these virtual instruments as a result. There are a lot of composers around my age who realized that there was a gap in the market for certain instruments. So a friend of mine from New York, we did a recording session, and it was a harp library because we just needed them for our jobs that we were doing. But then I decided, well, what if we take this thing and put it up on a website, see if there were other composers out there who also wanted it. And it turns out that people were interested in this sort of thing, and it took off from there. So around 2007, it was interesting. There was kind of like this wave of sort of a niche industry of creating virtual instruments for music creators.
We've got our giant pile of charts here.
We were the LA guys. Spitfire was the London guys. Orchestral Tools were the German guys. And the cinematic studio guys who were down in Australia. We were all kind of doing the same things. It was funny. We would release a brass library, and then Spitfire would release a brass library. And Orchestral Tools would do like a winds, and then we'd all do woodwind libraries. It was kind of like we were reading each other's minds. We were all scrambling who could sample the orchestra the fastest. In order to stay competitive, as a sample developer, you had to kind of one-up each other, and you would say, well, this one had 3x round robin, but this one had 4x round robin. This one has 10 microphone positions, but this one has 12. The size of this library is 800 gigabytes, but this one's 2 terabytes. You had to get bigger and better and more complex and have interfaces that had more buttons and knobs. As we've increased the complexity, the price points also increased. So just to get started today, someone has to spend thousands of dollars on virtual instruments to create a professional sounding template. It got to a point, in my opinion, where we were losing sight of what we all intended to do, which was to focus on music making. I just wanted to strip all of that away and get back to the roots of things. A high quality recording in a high quality room with high quality players, that's everything that you need, and making them as easily accessible to people that are writing music every day.
I'd like to share with you something really exciting that we've been working on. We wanted to make it faster, easier, and more affordable to get inspiring instruments and sounds to music creators like you. And that's why we created Musio.
We've taken the entire 16 years of history of Cinesamples and put it all into one plugin that's cloud connected. And we continually add new stuff every couple of weeks. So we're starting with what we already know, which is a vast catalog of instruments that we've built, and then continually add to it over time until we hit that impossible goal of sampling every instrument on Earth, right? And have it show up right in your DAW. Every single person at our company is a composer. So we're very user-centric. I mean, really honestly, like we think about what it means to be a composer. So we put all of the thought into what do people need first, and then we add features as we hear the requests. Basically, Cinesamples has done well, and we could keep going, build some other woodwind library or something like that, and just keep churning out instruments and selling them for a very high price point to just the professionals. But there are a whole bunch of other people that want to get started with music production that aren't professionals, not sure where to start, that might not have $800 to put down on a string library. So that's what we're doing. We're basically taking 16 years of work, putting it all together and making it accessible to anybody. And I can't wait to see where it goes. This is just the beginning. We have instruments that we've sampled all over the world. We're working with really cool artists like Voces 8 and a few other surprises as well. So thank you to those who have been supporting us along the way, and can't wait to show you what's coming up next. Thanks for watching. How's that, Chris? How we doing? Should I keep going? It's 26 minutes. That's enough, right? Yeah, it's enough. Bye.